Do you fear that someone is going to steal your idea? Well, today we're going to talk about the power of the collective and why we should completely change the way you view collaborations in this episode of Coffee with Tea. So stick around and enjoy the show. Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, Tanya Tyler, and I'm excited because I have Dr. Davia Shepherd on today, and we're going to talk about the power of the collective and what that means really. And there's no really competitiveness if we're vibing on our own self. So we bring our own unique gifts, and I thought I'll bring the expert on, Dr. Davia Shepherd. What does that look like to you with the power of the collective?
Hi, Tanya. So I am very, very committed to the idea that the collective is so much greater than the sum of its parts. And what I mean by that is that when a group of us come together to achieve an objective, we are so much more powerful than if we were to try to do it all individually by ourselves.
Right.
I don't know what your experience has ever been, but have you ever found, like, if you have the right people working together on a project as a team and everybody's pulling their piece, and no, it doesn't feel heavy for anybody. And if everybody's working together, it almost feels like fun, even if it's a really, really difficult or strenuous project. If everybody's working together, it sort of comes together like clockwork, and it's just a beautiful thing to behold at the end.
Yes, it does. And we met, give a little history about how we met. We met at a networking event last year, and we were paired together at the table, and it was I guess an energy and a flow, because it seemed like we were all working together, and we reconnected again in this networking group. So I know you have a networking group that you really I guess thrive and really support. What's that group that you do, and where did that come about?
So the group that I curate, it's called Ladies Power Lunch. And Ladies Power Lunch started just from a group of 6 of us who was a group of kind of eclectic professions. Some of us were entrepreneurs, some of us were working in corporate, and we all were busy, we're all friends, we all have families, and we were trying to see how could we get together to have lunch. And it was so hard to get it on the calendar until finally it was the third Monday of the month, and we all got together in a Ruby Tuesday on Route 6 in Bristol, Connecticut. I remember the day so very well, and it was the most uplifting experience just for us to all get together. Anybody who had something that was going on, there was somebody else in the group who could give some insight or give some way of getting around it. There was support, there was laughter, there was fun. It was so great. And everybody kept saying, oh, we should really try to do this again. But let's face it, getting that date on the calendar had taken months. And so I said, okay, let's do this. Let's put it on the calendar. Every third Monday of the month, let's try to meet. And if you can make it, great. And if you can't, see you next time. And also, you're always invited to bring a friend. And before you know it, we had grown from 6 women in a Ruby Tuesday to a list of about 1,200 women, and our reach is about 50,000 women right now. So this is 7 years ago, and we're growing. And I think we had like 70 new members join us just this past week. And the reason that people are gravitating to our group is because, one, it's a free group. There's no barrier to entry. You only have to follow one rule, Tanya.
What's
and
that?
that is
What's
that
that?
we support each other. That's the one rule. And if you're not about supporting each other, this is not the group for you. But if you feel as though offering your support and offering your help to a fellow woman who is in business or who is in corporate or who is right now we're in, a different time than we've been. We have all sorts of challenges that we never had before, and people are coming into the group and just giving ideas and giving suggestions and offering services and making sure that if there's something that a group member needs, that if there's somebody in the group that can help, that they have it. They don't even have to worry about it. It's a great place for women to meet. So that's what I'm about. I'm about connection and I'm about supporting each other.
Right. And I mean, I know you gave a little bit of history about how it all came about and stuff with the six women and stuff like that. So where does this passion really like come deep down inside for you to really cultivate and support each other? I mean, is this something that you picked up or you just knew it was something that you needed to do?
I don't think anybody's ever asked me that question before, Tanya. So it kind of makes me think way back. And I'm starting to think about like when I was in high school and I got the physics prize. So, super nerdy, right? I got the math prize also, very, very nerdy. And I was also cheerleading captain. So I was kind of straddling two worlds. And I just remember always trying to get my friends from one group to join my friends in the other group and to just bring everybody together, to break down barriers, break down walls. I don't see the point of labels and classifications. It doesn't really mean anything to me personally. So I think maybe even from that young age, I've been trying to bring people together rather than pull things apart. And I think maybe that's how we all started down this path. Maybe I've been doing it in little ways all along, and then this just turned into a bigger way for me to make that impact with the women that I serve.
Right, right. You like I said, I love your energy and we talk about really about you're an intuitive optimal life coach. So what is that? First of all, what is an optimal intuitive life coach and how does that go with what you do with the women and stuff like that?
So when I say to people, oh, I'm an intuitive optimal life coach, that means nothing to anybody. Here's what happens. My career started out in, the allopathic regular medical model that everybody's accustomed to. I worked for Big Pharma for about 14 years. So obviously, since I'm so young, I started when I was born. And then
You look fabulous. You look fabulous.
oh, I thank you. And then, I had a bit of a crisis of conscience and I went back to school to learn a holistic way of working with patients. So actually, I spend my daytime hours working with patients who have headache, neck pain, and back pain as a chiropractor. One of my patients said to me one day, Dr. Davia, why don't you, because I'm always in the office giving patients advice. I do have a gift for intuition. And so, in the office very quietly, I would share this with patients, things that would be helpful for them going forward. And one of my patients said to me, Dr. Davia, why don't you have a retreat for your patients? And then it came up again. And the third time that it came up, I said, okay, Spirit, I get it. You're asking me to do this. Let's see how we can make this a reality. And so I started hosting retreats. But of course, remember I mentioned before, super nerdy. If I'm going to be doing something, then I have to get trained to do it. And so I went and learned how to be an optimal life coach and certified retreat leader. And so that's why I have all of these things attached to what I do. But basically, how I help people is just to guide along their path if they ask me for guidance. That's all. And so it might be that they walk into our office and they come in with pain, and we're definitely happy to help with that. Or it might be somebody who walks into our group who needs help with their business. Or it might be somebody who comes on a retreat with us and they need help with personal development and growth and that sort of thing. And so wherever I can lend assistance, Tanya, I am just here to do that. And I invite anybody who would like to connect because they feel that energetic vibration, they feel that energetic pull, like I might be somebody they might want to talk to. My calendar is always open. And so there's always a slot every single day where a patient or somebody who wants to talk can just tap in and have a quick conversation. But like I said, optimal life coach and intuitive retreat leader, that means nothing to anybody, really.
Well, I like said, I love. I was reading your bio. It says you're especially in this time connect us with each other and with our true inner amazing self. So going forward and stuff, I mean, this COVID-19 sort of kept us all separated. So how can we really connect with each other even though we're separated?
I am so excited that this did not happen like 10 years ago, because I don't know if you remember, Tanya, but the technology 10 years ago was nothing like what's available right now. So our Ladies Power Lunch group, we of course have our free monthly meetings, we have our free Facebook group, and that has been ongoing. But we also have summits and retreats and that sort of thing, and those are all in person events. On the 16th of March this year, that was the day that we in Connecticut went into quarantine. That was the day that we were scheduled to have our spring conference. And thank goodness for technology, because we took all of that and we put it online. We had to move really quickly and make a lot of changes, but we moved it online. And so what we've been doing is we've been staying connected with each other. And it's even been an opportunity for those of our members who are not local to us here in Connecticut to get even closer to us, because we've been having weekly coffee breaks where everybody can get together on Zoom and we talk about the things that are important to us. We've been having our monthly meetings on Zoom and everybody gets together. We share about our different businesses and everybody sees how they can support each other. We've been having even more activity than usual in our Facebook group, and people have actually been connecting with each other separately and apart from and outside of our Facebook group just to keep those connections going. But we're humans and we love to be around other people. Most of us do anyway. And so the opportunity to actually stay close and stay connected through the technology that's available to us now, I feel like that's a really, really great opportunity and that we really need to take advantage of.
Right. You're like you said, it's so thank God we do have this technology that we have. So shout out to Zoom, first of all. So with going forward and stuff, are you like looking to like branch out? Because I know you were in Connecticut. So I mean, are you trying to like what's the goal of the Ladies Power Lunch? Are you like trying to do each, do you have a vision for that to grow? Or
so here's what we do. We do have monthly meetings, and those have always been local and here in Connecticut, and people have had the opportunity to join us via Zoom. And so what I'm thinking going forward is that for our members who are not local, we will continue to do that, so that wherever you are in the world, and we have members in the UK, and we have members in the Caribbean, and we have members in Canada, and we have members all over the US, we will offer them that opportunity. We'll continue to offer them that opportunity to join us for free via the technology that we have available. And then we'll still have I'm hoping that we'll get back to that point where we actually do have in-person events once more. And we will have them, the way we've always had them planned, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, one in the spring, one in the fall, that kind of thing. So that way we accommodate our members who might be in different places. And then, of course, our retreats, those happen all over. So our last retreat was in Bermuda. The one that we had to cancel because of COVID-19, that was supposed to be in Mexico. So people have an opportunity to join us wherever we are. And of course, our Facebook group is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and people can connect that way as well.
Okay. Before I wrap up and stuff like that, what's the one thing that you think people are missing if they don't understand what the collaborative is, or the, the power of the connection is? Do you think they're missing something?
Yes, I am sure they are missing something, Tanya, because here's the thing. I talk about the power of the collective all the time. But what I have noticed is that people come, but they're a little guarded about getting into a collaborative situation with another business owner, say. And it may be that they've been burned in the past by somebody who's not all in, or somebody who has taken advantage of them. So you really can't fault them for that. But if you are coming at this collaborative idea with the thought that there is abundance available for all, and that there is actually no such thing as competition, then it must succeed. There is no other option. And I, again, am probably approaching it from kind of a different point of view, because if you think about it, for most physicians, we work in these collaborative settings. There are probably 5, 10 physicians who are offering the exact same services in an office together, and we share our overheads, we share our staff, we share all these things as partners. And I'm a chiropractor here, Dr. Saporito's a chiropractor here, and let me tell you something. Dr. Saporito's patients, if they have to see me, they're still going to go back to seeing Dr. Saporito. They're never going to leave him because they love him and he's their doctor. And my patients, if they have to go see Dr. Saporito, they'll see him, but they're coming right back to me because I am their doctor. You cannot take another person's client. If that person's client is their client, that person's meant to work with them. And I think once we let go of the idea of competition and appreciate that abundance is available for every single one of us, that's when our collaborative enterprises will actually flourish. Way too many hand signals. Okay.
Well, what's the one thing you want to leave the audience with?
I have one rule for Ladies Power Lounge, and that is we support each other. And if you can look at everything you do really in life, is this supportive of me and is this supportive of the others? It's sort of like the golden rule, do unto others as you would have done to yourself, but it's taking that golden rule and putting it in action. And if you can just couch everything from the point of view, how am I being supportive of others? Then I feel like your success is guaranteed.
Well, thank you. Well said, I must say. And Dr. Davia, where can people find more information about you and your services and the Power Lunch?
So if people want to join Ladies Power Lunch, they can go to our website, ladiespowerlunch.com, and that's ladies with an S. If people want to just chat with me, because I always have some space in my calendar to accommodate conversation. I love talking, as you can probably figure out by now. Then they can go to chatwithdrdavia.com.
Okay. As always, I want to send a reminder to everyone. I will have Dr. Davia's links all posted in the comments. And I want to say thank you for being here. It was a pleasure to have you on.
I am so grateful for you to have me, Tanya. Thank you so much. And we'll talk soon.
Oh, yes, yes. And I also want to remind everybody who watched, feedback is always welcome. Email us if you have a guest or show idea. Links will always be provided in the comments. Best thing you can do is like, share, and subscribe. And remember, take things in stride, go with the flow, and create your own path. And again, thank you, Dr. Davia, for being here. And thank you for tuning in. And I would appreciate you coming back and checking us out another time. So thank you for being here. See you next time. Share with us. What was one of your takeaways from today's show? Post your answers in the comments.